seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller one.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret super-weapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a super-weapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it. Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
equipped to take you on.
We're too close to a tribal crypt to stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said. Not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, US Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since 57? That went nowhere real slow, and you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines? I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but tech could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bubble serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, it was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place? You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
Is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people, they feed off them?
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pate wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
CO2 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
My turn.
course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of duty. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Okay, what do I do? Should we pull it up? I can't turn it down. Okay, I'm out. I'm leaving. Alright, I guess he wants me to go. I'll leave you alone, son. I'll leave you alone. I'm going. Look, exit. I'm going, guys. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's Disney, baby. Just remember, it's Disney. There's money signs and that. We like the Dr. Candy, come on. We do some faithfully play.
Intruder! Get her!
All right. I've done this before. Just stay focused.
Now, those lame FBI blackheads at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey, the counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Alright guys, I've been sent this and I have no idea what it is. It's called Annie 96. Apparently this is a real chat that happened on WhatsApp. So I'm curious. I'm actually very curious to know it. Hence why
Here we go.
Before I start
Another one
the
of
video,
these.
guys,
I need to find the right configuration.
because a lot of you were asking me to stream, and now I'm actually going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. My Twitch link is in the description, so give me a follow or whatever, and see when I next stream. You will sleep, okay? And then next, McDavid, no, guess you're not either. Haha, hung out face. Cuz, it's the wind. Sounds like cats fighting. What's your excuse? This isn't creepy at all. So, buddy. I'll leave you to guess what I was doing. So that's what they call porn now. Hey! Hey! Yeah, you guys don't even have to guess. Annie, what the F? Not denying it. That Davey is typing. I still can't believe what Johnny did today. Oh, alright. It's getting a bit interesting now. Johnny? Me neither. That boy has issues. Oh? What the F? The wind's so loud. That doesn't sound normal. No? Okay. No wind over here, just rain. That wasn't what it was. Okay, well that's not too good. Lucky you, I need my beauty sleep. Damn right you do, Winky Face. Oh, the flirtations there. Ooh, what? You mean I look shy? I think I heard footsteps from the gravel outside.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out. Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Oh shit, you want to spy, huh? You want to talk? What the right? You got nothing to say. I'm not going into it. You want to fish at the crag. You want to throw your shit to a pirate. You even stole my car. Oh, check the battlefield. Start battlefield. You might offer massive. We check what you do on this beat. We beat the best we fast. Backstory. Whatever fucking tree grass. Stop. Your side. Oh, that's the real dog. You want me to take great shit about all. Stars. Don't know what you pass my so I don't expect. Oh, God, he's a minute. But you got a hairy foot face, y'all. Be careful. Stop. You got poppers and brandy pops. See the rappers from. Could be fought. About my goodness. See back in my nuts. We're gonna discuss something. You and Josh now. Bob now, man. But you gotta spin. You gotta turn to make millions of my silver ring. And the more money goes than you have with me. Believe me, I let that believe. My ship new tower.
George R. Martin is, of course, one of the best rated shows on cable right now, HBO, Game of Thrones. Haven't watched it yet. We're gonna watch that.
The other one that did Lord of the Rings.
Right, George R. Tolkien.
Yeah. Some people have RR in their name.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
You even took my R off.
That was a tough punch. I had to give. That was a great punchline. That I don't know, man. They both were so good. This was like I don't know.
I know. I have to get to that one just because it's that food.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe sit on the computer.
Right. I just don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna give you jail coaching. I just thought that one punchline about first of all the RR. Yeah. You even thought that RR. And then the other one when you said Raven jumps you so and how fatty is that Raven carry pigeon basically down from the gun to his toes.
What? You haven't played World of Warships yet? Why the hell not? Playing World of Warships will allow you to walk on water, fire at water, fire at the enemy, torpedo the Yamato, avenge the Titanic, dodge the enemy. Have fun playing a survival minigame. Look down on others. Torpedo the Yamato again.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Wrap your parcel. Go to the beach. See the world. And finally sink the Yamato. Do anything you can imagine with World of Warships. Click here and try for yourself. Play for free on worldofwarships.com.
What about that we have Steven Spielberg versus Alfred Hitchcock? I just love it though. I'm ready for the new. I'm ready for the rest of the weekly to come out with weekly episodes.
Found one.
Anyway, let's dive.
Looks intact.
You're Spielberg! Albert Hitchcock! No, it's his next stupid check. What does it say? Alfred, you must be psycho. Maria, out of the BGA. I should have slept back away. My next big play! Gracious! Oh, gracious!
That should do the trick. Now let's get that door open.
Hitchcock with heat protect. Stand up. That was still behind the camera. Yeah. I'm a bit Number one show. It's not my hole in one. Hole in one. Yeah.
there.
Big full heart. The car purple. Let's put some potatoes. Let them turn off. All of you. Stop it, dude. So, our bitch. Motherfucking money. Motherfucking money. Shut your truck up. Still money. Right. Stop making still money. Got to steal money. I don't give a fuck. And the next to the bang. That solid with my nuts. Here with the love. Cause it's very sad. Motherfucking on the seat. Run the board.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
He said he doesn't read the
reviews.